Hey guys,
Lefty here.
and Doc. Alright, so this is day 2 of Dragon Age Origins, and I believe your thing just crashed.
No, keep going.
Alrighty. Um, so we completed Lothering, no problems. Um, Cleared out the Chantry quests, destroyed the bandits, destroyed the bears, the spiders, all that crazy crap. Freed our got 2 new party members, Liliana and Sten. Love Sten. He's a Qunari, big dude. Gave him this giant war axe and some armor. Set him up. Now he's my main team. I'm using him, Alistair, and my dog Meatball. Mainly because, all right, boys, go play with the enemies, and I'm just gonna sit back there and you're dead, you're dead, oh, you're also dead, and you, oh, you're exceptionally dead. Um, I did the trick where if you buy up enough traps, make them, and turn them in, you can gain experience. It's only a little bit of experience, but I'm a persistent pain in the ass, so I sat there and I did it all the way to level 25. So I'm leaving Lothering at level 25.
And you might, it's an infinite money and XP glitch. Now,
I,
it's technically infinite. I've checked.
yes, but here's the thing: experience for it does stop at 25. The money continues, but by the time you buy all the trap parts, make all the traps, and sell them, you're making a profit of maybe 8 gold or sovereigns rather, which is not enough for
it,
the whole process.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't feed into my point at all. You might be saying, well, you're playing the hardest difficulty and you're cheating? No, we're exploiting a glitch.
Oh yeah.
Which is part of the game because a lot of these glitches do carry on to other games, to the continuing games, because it just became a theme with BioWare. Now, Lothering's an interesting place. I already told about the Exposition Alley and yada yada yada, but the Chantry board, that's an interesting thing because that is going to happen in different locations throughout this game.
And you get the wonderful chanter to go with it.
The Enchanter says, "What?
What? Oh, you got him.
What has thou done? Blah 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 blah." Oh, he cheated.
I do the snarky answers for just about everything. The chanters can only speak in the the chant of the light, the prayer of the light.
The channel of light. Well, the chanter board also comes back in the next game, so it's prevalent. It's something that is cool and it's around. Um, you, it sets up the game. It sets up everything you're going to get normalized to, as in every town has somewhere to sell something. Every town has something to buy a specific item, or multiple stores to buy different items. There's always going to be a chanter board or a what was the irregulars. You're just going to keep seeing these things throughout the game. It's basically a giant setup to let you know this is how the game works. In this area, you're going to do minor tasks, get your quest lines, and then go out and do them. Um, there's that. Also, there was a missed opportunity, I believe, like with the giant windmill. And
yeah.
there's this big windmill in Lothering in the middle of the area that you have to run around in. Now, it's not a giant area, so it's not that big of an obstacle, but it's right in the center, so you do have to run around it. And there is a path leading up to the door. Why can't we go inside? Why isn't there something there? That was just space for something interesting and possibly fun to occur, or at least the possibility of extra loot.
Mm,
But they didn't do anything there, so here's that.
not bad. I actually enjoyed it because it's where Lothering, or the end of Lothering, is where you meet 2 of my absolute favorite characters in the Dragon Age series. Go ahead.
Bodan and Sandal.
Oh, Sandal. Oh, Sandal. Alright, so you meet this traveling dwarf who is a merchant. He's being attacked by Darkspawn.
He's an auctioneer.
Yeah, you swat him off. You swat off the Darkspawn, and he thanks you for saving him. You talk to him, and it ends up with him pretty much saying, "Oh well, I wish you the best of luck. See you." You leave the area and you hit your camp for the first time. Then him and his son show up and say, "Hey, listen, we're traveling merchants, and we thought, where would the best place on the road be during a blight? Then at the Grey Warden's campsite, let us stay here under your protection, and we'll offer you goods at a discounted rate." Okay. The goods, phenomenal. He's got a backpack, which will increase the amount of storage you have. He's got a bunch of glorious weapons. Since I had plenty of gold, I went ahead and I picked up everything I needed. His son does enchantments. Enchantment. And you also get to interact with your entire party. I love this because it gives a little bit more gravitas.
It gives you more character development, more ability to speak with them one on one. Don't get me wrong, you can speak to them out in the real world. Well, not in the real world, but out into the world. And I do encourage you to do that because it's depending on where you are, there is unique dialogue options. But for the most part, most of your one-on-one interaction with your party members is at camp, and that's mainly what it's meant for. That's why when you leave Lothering, cinematic, right to camp. It doesn't even give you an option to go anywhere else because they want you to set up the camp.
Mhm.
And you get to experience that, see that. That's going to be consistent throughout the game. If you're not in town doing something or not out there fighting something, you're at camp. So get familiar with it, enjoy it. According to Bodan's wares, oh, they also respawn. As in, you leave the game, come back a little while later, a lot of those big major weapons that you spent a lot of money purchasing, they're there again, which means you can purchase them again for someone else.
If only that armor would respawn. Because I played, this was weird, but back on my PS3, I think if you played and you had Mass Effect saved on your PlayStation, you got a special armor. I think that's how it worked, or it was a pre-order bonus. But it's the dragon plate armor, the bloody dragon plate armor, and it is so good. I put it on Alistair as soon as I got it. You get to Boden's camp, and instantly he's the rest of the pieces. I set him up real nice with a pretty shield, nice weapon, full armor, and now he just goes to town. Just come at me, bro.
It's part of a cross advertisement. If you, it was one of those codes you had to redeem in game. Mass Effect got the dragon armor, so you had space armor that was like plate armor. So that was, and Dragon Age got plate armor that was just plate armor. I feel a little gypped there. And they continue this in the next sequels. Mass Effect 2 had, again, the Dragon Plate Armor DLC, and Dragon Age 2 had Mass Effect, like with the little M armor.
All right. Well,
Sandal. Speak about more Sandal. Sandal.
Okay. Sandal's one of my favorite characters because in this game, like we talked about before,
Enchantment?
there are
Enchantment.
quite enough of that. There are these mages who might have done something wrong, and they get essentially,
Tranquil.
yeah, they become tranquil.
Lobotomized.
Yeah, it's essentially a lobotomy of magic, and it allows you to tap into magic at a much deeper level, but it kind of fries your brain at the same time. So yeah, you can take magic and employ it into weapons and items and armor and stuff like that.
But no more pew pew.
But yeah, you're well. No, you probably could.
No, it's
No, no.
It's made specifically clear Tranquil can't pew pew anymore.
I thought it was they just didn't have like the free will or thought to do it.
Nope, they have no ability. It cuts their connection to the Fade, and that's what pew pew comes from. They reach into the Fade, go, I want to do this, fire. I want to do this, ice. I want to do this, lightning. Now that's cut off. They can't do it. They still have their own magic within them, but that's not something they can deploy
Well,
in terms of a spell. But they can do so in the form of enchantment.
you meet Sandal. Sandal acts very brain-addled, where his words are very limited. He's very childish. He's not really Boden's actual son, but
It's Bodanza.
Boden found him in the
Ditch on the side.
in the deep roads. Found him in the deep roads, completely abandoned, and he decided to raise him as his own. Really cool. I really like the character. And yes, his one phrase he'll pop off constantly is enchantment. I'm just very excited to enchant your stuff. It's really funny. I thought it was really cute.
I want a Dragon Age game or a DLC or storyline centered around just Sandal.
You get a little bit more of them in the second game.
A little bit, but not a lot. Here's the thing. And I know we're trying to stick to the first game here, but both in the first and second game, Sandal off screen, which makes me angry, does these ridiculous things that make you think,
what is his deal? What is his story?
There are fan things online saying that he's an old god. That's why he was found in the deep roads.
Well,
but like when you first see him kind of express this is during one of the final battle sequences of the game. You just
no, we're not even remotely there. We're talking about the camp in Lothering. We're done with that. That stuff, that's fuel for the fire for later.
All right.
Let's just give them what happened so far. Lothering, I like it. I like the setup. I like how they incorporate everything. They make you go talk to all the different people so you can get a general idea of, okay, this is the vendor. This is how I deal with the vendor. This is these people. This is how you deal with them. This is the chantry board. This is the chantry.
Little fetch quests.
Exactly. They force you to get used to how the game is played a little bit more. I like that. I think it's a really nice setup. For me, getting back into the game after so long, it was nice to be reminded. I think they could have done a little bit more with Lothering, but it is a spot you don't really come back to. So they did what they needed to, and they got it done. Love the camp. We're trying to pick where to go next. We'd love comments from you guys to let us know what you think, where you want us to head. We didn't get any response, so I'm just going to pick it random by roll of dice. So I'll let you know how that goes.
One more thing with the camp that we should cover.
Sure. What's up?
If you have the DLC for it, and you should have the DLC for it because it's amazing DLC, it does affect the overall lore of the world. So if you're interested in that, you need to do it. Soldier's Peak.
Oh.
If you don't have Soldier's Peak, a certain character will not show up at your campsite. This character is the connection to that quest. He himself is a bit of a whiner, but at the same time, a interesting character.
I like him.
And it leads you to some really cool DLC and really cool weapons and buffs. So look into that.
All right. See you next time.
This is Lefty.
And Doc.
And this was BS on Two Random Chairs.
There you go.